Hey guys, so I'm going to run through a few tips that I wish I kind of knew sooner about Webflow. This is basically a client design I'm in the process of making, and I've removed all the identifying information, so that's why it says website everywhere. And basically I want to show you a few tips that I've learned over the past 2 to 3 months using Webflow that made my life a hell of a lot easier, but the thing's kind of hidden away. You've probably seen them, notice them for yourselves, but if not, this might be of help to someone. I've noticed a lot of videos on YouTube probably do cover this, but they all seem to be streams, long 2 hour, 1 hour things about Webflow, which is a bit too much. It's going to be a bit of a bite-sized chunk. 5 tips in 5 minutes if I can cram it all into then. So they're going to be global styles, fonts and how to make them responsive, flex boxes, not columns, nav scroll, and colours. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is colours. This is the biggest one for me. It's the one I took the longest to find out. It's an absolute lifesaver. So I use highlight covers, as you can see through the document. I do that on nearly all my websites. Another one there, fancy, ooh. Okay, now normally I was doing this. I was going in, copying the hex code from that, going into the other one, copying the hex code across, and then that would be it. And I'd have to do that for every single one. However, what you can do, first of all, is save them. You can pick a colour, click that, save it, give it a name, and then when you go anywhere else, it will be there. Wait, brilliant. That's not the best bit. The best bit, however, is if you go into the settings, set it as a global colour, save it, and then use it again. When you come to edit that global colour, make it blue, for example, by editing it. Find a nice blue. That's close enough. That then changes every single other use of that colour across the document. So you can show clients different variations, different colours. You can change the entire highlight colour on your website with a couple of clicks. I think it's great. It took me ages to find out and get used to, but hopefully it'll help you. Okay, so we've got that one covered. Next one, fonts and EMs, but at the same time I'll do kind of basic global styling. When I first started with Webflow, every time I set a body, I'd go in there, type in my body, that would be in my body class, then I'd set my body class, and every time I had a new page, I'd have to put body in, body tags, and it would just look weird in the code that I've made another body which styles the body. Don't need to do that. Somehow, I always miss this bit at the bottom. It's the same for headers, get rid of that. You can go back in there, all the headers, and does it with paragraphs. Go in there, all paragraphs, it's all there. And I'll delete them, I'll give them back. So, go into the body and set the font size to 100%. If you do that, that means every device you use has a default text size and it will register to that. On a browser it's about 16 pixels, on a phone I think it's slightly smaller, but it's made by the manufacturer, so it's designed for that screen size. So if you put 100% there, and then when you go and make text elsewhere, you set them in EM, so it would basically be like that's 95%, that is 175%, that is 250%, but it's in EMs. And when you go to different screen sizes, when you go to different devices, it will change based on the device's default size. So you can't really see it in the preview on Webflow, but trust me, it does work across devices, and it makes things a hell of a lot easier when you're doing responsive text. In terms of global styling, I was saying with bodies, the same is true for header tags. So for example, when I first started with Webflow, I was going in here, type in H1 or H6, and then every single one I'd have to type it in there, type it in there, type it in there. However, as you can see now, this doesn't even have a class attached to it. It is just H6. And you do that the same way onto the body thing, hitting H6 and doing what you like with it. And that'll copy across to all the other H6 tags. That's a small tip, you probably know it, but for me, it took me about a month to even notice, to even look that far down the queue. That was even a thing. I didn't even go there, didn't even notice it. So that's the global styles pretty much covered, fonts covered, and colours covered. A basic one, what I picked up pretty quickly, was when I first started with Webflow. I was dragging out columns and then doing my columns like that. But these aren't actually columns, they're flex boxes. If you're not using if you're using columns still, just get on the Flexbox hype. It's great. It's much better. I'll show you exactly why. So if I delete one of these, the other one stretches out to fill the gap. If I copy another one in there, as many times as I want, they're evenly laid out. Additionally, one of the other best things about this is vertical alignment. So this one's already, this container's got the word hero on it, that hero's got a flex, and then it's vertically aligned. See, if that was horizontally aligned, minging. But vertically, it goes bang, straight in the centre. You don't need to mess about. You can move it around, position things wherever you really want. They don't really do much, but you kind of get the drift. I'm going to put a link in the description to a game Webflow have actually made about Flexboxes, so if you don't understand them, you think they're a bit overwhelming or whatever, play that game for 20 minutes. I assure you, you'll know everything you need to know about Flexboxes, and you can start using them in designs. Absolute lifesaver. Massive time saver when you're trying to vertically centre things. I mean, I even use them for the navigations now to get them aligned properly, because I'm kind of moving away from Webflow's default navigation elements, components, whatever you want to call it. I'm just taking out the bits I need and putting it into my own because it gives you a bit more control, and it's just easier to align things. And the final thing I want to show you is the nav scroll. So I've given this section, at the minute I've currently got pages, but let's call this section about in the ID tags, and go onto the about tag and change the link from the page to a section of the page. So all that does is just scrolls. You should have kind of already know that. That's not a tip, but maybe it could be. Maybe you haven't figured that out. Take it as a tip. So what I want to show you, sorry. So when you click that, it goes to that point of the page, and that's the top kind of area, and it's perfectly aligned. Now the biggest problem here is if this nav bar was fixed, which a lot of people want to do. I'm going to make one pop out underneath later, but that's nothing you need to know. If I fix that to the top of the screen and do the same thing, currently all this stuff hangs over in that area. I mean, it's easier if I make this into black so you understand what's going on. Actually, I'll make it orange, pink, because it's in the tab. Yay, make it blue. So it hangs over this area, as you can see, going about, and it kind of cuts into the about area, which isn't great. The reason it does that is because the nav bar is nested inside another component, another div, another section, even what I've called header. If I take this out the header and then try that again, when I hit about, Webflow does the math for you. So it takes away the size of the header, pushes that against where the anchor is for that section, and means when you scroll to anywhere on the page, it will give you that much room. So you can use fixed headers. I mean, it was right nightmare for me. I was playing around with one site for ages, wondering why it wouldn't work. Because it worked before, but why wasn't it working this time? And it's literally because that is nested in another element. If that is nested in another element, it won't check the size, and you'll be stuck with it, cutting it like that and having a right nightmare trying to offset things when you don't really need to. Anyway, they're all my tips. That's what I wanted to show you. I've probably taken it more time. Coming up 9 minutes, that's not too bad. Hopefully some people can get something out of that. If you've learned something, let me know. If one person benefits from this, it was worth it. If you want more videos, let me know. I don't really know what else I can say, but yeah, I just wanted to make this so other people could kind of benefit from the stuff that was taking me a few months to learn. Even though they're all really simple things, they make a massive difference to the workflow. I mean, the colours, for example, I've only figured that out in the past week and a half. I've been playing with Webflow for like 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, and it just makes a massive difference. For example, I can flip this back to the orange I was using before. Well, no I can't because I didn't do it properly. It's just so easy. It's just so easy. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think. Hope you've enjoyed, and let me know if I can help you in any other way. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.